many people feel like the new year will bring us all a chance to renew ourselves in body and soul. Well, today, Shirley has a little garden that will do just that. Shirley, this is one of my favorite things that we've worked on, I think, well, I was gonna say all year, but in a long time. How's that?
Since last year.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. How's that?
You know, I'm with you, Cam. What we have today are these miniature little tabletop Japanese Zen stone gardens that you can see in the real world. We have a photo here of the actual gardens that are large. As you can see, it's mostly sand, it's stone, it's icons and little figurines. Now this is a real life one. Today we're making small tabletop ones so that you can enjoy it by your desk, maybe next to your bed. And it's interactive because part of the fun is drawing on the sand, all these patterns to help you to relax.
Absolutely. It's a meditative act for sure. And it's something, you know, meditation is a big part of my life. I've never done anything like this. So this is really new to me. I'm really excited. So let's start with the container itself before we get to what we're filling.
Okay.
What do you recommend?
All right. So, you know, Cam, you can actually buy a kit and it comes with the container, the stones, and the sand.
Okay.
As you can see, this is something that you can definitely get, but I like to get creative and save money. So I go to the dollar store and the thrift shops.
Yes.
Take a look at what I found. I know this is just a plastic platter, but when you paint it, like here on the display, this black with the textured.
That's the same one?
You can either use it as a,
Beautiful. It almost looks like stone or something.
That's right. But you can also fill it with sand. And then this is my extra fun one. Here is a plastic container from the dollar store, which has become this.
You just dress it up and it looks just fantastic.
Yes,
so be creative, everybody. I think those are great tips.
But not too deep.
Not too deep. Okay, good.
Deep.
Now, speaking of not too, we're talking about the sand, which is obviously a key feature. Shirley, you've already alluded to the fact that the sand and working it with sort of the imprints or with the actual rake, it becomes part of a meditation process.
Absolutely, and it's very symbolic too. Okay. You know, the sand in itself, you should select a very fine sand. So you have fine sand.
I do, right here.
And here's the thing, you can get it in white, you can get it in black, you can get it in natural colors, whatever. You can even use small gravel. But the finer the better. Use a color that makes you feel calm, not red.
Yeah, right.
I was going to get red. I love red, but no,
exactly.
That's not calming.
Not for this. Okay, so now we've got different things that we're going to do, and the most common I feel like is this rake. Rake aspect. Take me through this. I've always wanted to do this.
Right. So the Zen gardens, some of the tools you're going to need are little rakes, and this is like an eraser. I'm going to show you how to use it. But Cam, all you do, start making. Oh, look at this. I'm making little waves.
Okay, good. Here we go.
So I want you to practice before we actually make it.
Okay.
So that's really cute. Look at that. Or you can make it straight. Oh my.
This is so fun, Shirley.
Are you guys having fun watching us?
You got to try this, everybody. This is great.
Relaxing.
Okay, so I made some waves, and there's some room for improvement. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's great. But that's the idea.
Cute.
And you're right. It is really meditative. It's like all of a sudden I started to calm right down.
Yeah.
So that's one option.
Now see how we're wiping away our last design? It's like wiping away your fears and the things you're dealing with. You know what? All you're doing in the garden is enjoying nature. That's all you have to do.
This is such a nice idea. Now let's move over to these stamps here. So you can get these as well.
Yeah, you can get these online. You can get these at the garden center. And look, guys, you can make all of these beautiful imprints. So the first one here, this one's called Ocean Waves. And it looks like an ocean wave. And that kind of symbolizes a quiet, gentle life that you want to have. Now here, this one is my swirl. The swirl, look how cute that is. You got the swirl too?
I do. I did swirls. I did the ocean waves.
Cam, it's like when you throw a rock in the lake and they get the swirls. And look at this, chrysanthemum. That means longevity and good health.
I like how hard you're pushing them down in there. So I'm going to clean this slate again. So we've got great options there.
Yeah, just practice.
And practice around, have some fun. And now we're going to start filling it up.
Yeah.
Well, not filling it up, but adding things to it.
Some important elements.
Things like rocks and moss. And these all, like everything else you've been talking about, all have symbolic aspects
They sure
as well.
do. They sure do. Okay, so you said the rocks. Those are the largest elements in our tabletop Zen garden.
Okay.
Also in the real garden. So those, they represent like they represent mountains in nature. I'm going to go ahead and put mine. You've got little ones.
Now,
that one you're going to moss out.
Okay, so this one I'm going to save for later. I'll work on the little ones first.
So these are very, very important as far as symbolism.
Okay.
And I like to put those in first. And then, I don't know if you noticed, but we have some mossy rocks in this
Yeah,
one here.
exactly. So how do we make sure that the moss kind of stays on those? And what does the moss and the rocks represent? Because the rocks are like mountains.
Yes,
aren't they?
absolutely.
Sure.
You got to have mountains. You've got to have hills. But when you add a little bit of spray glue to this, and then you add a little bit of moss that you've broken up, then what happens is you're adding some age and some texture to your rocks to make it look like it's been out near the water for a long, long time.
Nice.
And then we're going to go ahead. Take your time, though, when you're doing this. But I did want to show you some fast examples here of what is possible to do.
Beautiful.
So here we have, again, our container from the dollar store filled with this. We've got our stamps, citrine rocks. This little Buddha candle holder I found for $3. Okay, so if you start adding it up, faux succulent, that's okay. Now over here, we've got this, which is actually a brass trinket box for $3 from the thrift shop. And I stood the top on end, put a necklace on here to replicate water, and we've got another scene. This comes from the kitchen. This is a little entree platter where you put your veggies here and there. But I said, you know, Cam, doesn't this look like yin yang?
This sure does.
Add the colors, right?
Absolutely.
And then the last one here is a napkin holder, guys. That's what it is. I found this little icon for about $4. These are rocks from my backyard. And look at this, guys. This is an island of moss, which I'm going to show you how I put that together.
Okay, you go ahead, sure.
Little frame.
Just simple like that.
Just like that. And then I'm putting my moss
very sweet.
right in there.
Right in there like that. And I added a little bridge in here, which you mentioned to me earlier represents connecting to nature, to element. Absolutely. I also see it as transformation, going from one thing to another. Shirley, this is so fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep this in my office here. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it for sure. Whenever I need to calm down a little bit. For more information, guys, and full instructions, head over to hallmarkchannel.com.